That's enough, John. Don't stare too long. Girls are starting to talk. Is it any wonder that Marianne never can come by? Can't you see that you belong? Now move along. Hurry up, don't stay. Hurry up, wait a while. Hurry up, make up your mind. It's an evil test to be the best and leave the rest behind. Hurry up, don't stay. Hurry up, wait forever. Hurry up, we'll fade away. Soon they're gonna make you tear it up and throw it to the flames. Better be smart. Don't think too hard. Just revise what you are. Even if you break, do what it takes. Now go and make us proud. That's enough, John. Don't carry on. Don't you love us at all? Find it in your heart to play the part. Now shut your mouth and smile. Can't you see that you belong? You belong, now move along. Hurry up, don't stay. Hurry up, wait a while. Hurry up, make up your mind. It's an evil test to be the best and leave the rest behind. Hurry up, don't stay. Hurry up, wait forever. Hurry up, we'll fade away. So they're gonna make you tear it up and throw it to the flames. Hurry up, hurry up, don't ever. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, wait forever. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, don't ever. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Can't you see that you belong? Hurry up, John. Don't go too far. No one knows where you are. Better toughen up and be a man. Play the hand that lies. That's enough, John. Don't stare too long. Girls are starting to talk. Is it any wonder that Marianne never can come by? Can't you see that you belong? Now move along. Hurry up, don't stay. Hurry up, wait a while. Hurry up, make up your mind. It's an evil test to be the best and leave the rest behind. Hurry up, don't stay. Hurry up, wait forever. Hurry up, we'll fade away. Soon they're gonna make you tear it up and throw it to the flames. Better be smart. Don't think too hard. Just revise what you are. Even if you break, do what it takes. Now go and make us proud. That's enough, John. Don't carry
preview of behind the scenes. And hello and welcome to Totally Tell Me, a weekly entertainment review podcast where we talk about movies, music, food, and fun. My name is Dominic Mercurio, and I am here with Laura Weinbach.
Thank you for saying my name correctly, as so many others in this world fail to do.
I mean, we have done, close to 150 episodes of this and known each other for,
7.5 plus years and counting.
Yeah, something like that.
No, probably more.
So, Jesus, if I wasn't getting your name right at this point,
wait, let me think.
A bit much, you know? I think 2014, right? 2013, maybe? Something like that? 13? Actually, so yeah, 10.
Over 10.
I think I think it's 2014.
Oh my fuck.
So actually more like
wait, really 14?
10 years. I think we're on a 10-year anniversary.
You were on the tour for the Fox Hills Brigade album release, which was in 2016. So we know that it's been at least 8 years, but you were here before that.
But yeah, because I also recorded
you were on the album. Yeah, exactly. Which took a solid 2 years.
I think the first tour I did with you guys was 2014. So I think
South by Southwest.
Yeah, March.
Oh my god.
We probably met January 2014 is what I'm thinking, actually.
So 10 year. This is our 10-year anniversary.
Oh my god, wow.
This is our anniversary show.
This is our anniversary tour.
Thank you so much. I love you. Oh my god. Okay, I was just asking Dominic really quick, and people feel free to chime in. Mm-hmm. Do I look older or younger to you than the last time I saw you, which was 2 days ago?
Which was 2 days ago, yeah. It was indeed 2 days ago.
I just want to know, how do I look?
I think you look great. I think maybe younger even.
Really?
Yeah.
No, honestly?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's because of the new Ursa Major products that I've been using on my face. I'm not kidding.
I will say, though, I was not this close to your face, though, for our practice, which was the last time
this is an even more honest reveal, then.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Bryce.
No,
Happy anniversary, he says.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Bryce. Thank you.
For celebrating
your
our love.
Your birthday's coming up, Bryce, in July. Aren't you a little Cancer? Yes, I called that one.
But so you have these new products, is what you're saying.
I do. So I've been scrolling through Instagram a lot lately.
Yeah, they do advertise to you.
They do. I've been coming across many times recently an advertisement for this company called Ursa Major. Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
Constellation? Isn't it a constellation?
It's some sort of astrological, astronomical thing. Yes, I believe it is. Something to do with the stars.
This is crazy, actually. I googled Ursa Major, and the first thing that comes up is skincare.
Well, honestly, they are amazing. Yikes. Okay, I saw their ads and I thought, you know what? This could work. I don't know what it was.
So what was it? What kind of
It's like an
sold you though.
Just something about it told me yes. I don't know. They use very of the earth ingredients, and it just felt. Something about their ads made me think, I think this is going to work.
So it was ingredient choice a bit.
Well, it had a alpine revival cream and how was golden hour serum, things of that nature.
I'm just
I just thought, you know what? I kind of want to try this. And I couldn't help. I kept thinking about it. I kept seeing the ads, and then I kept thinking about it for weeks on end. And I was like, F it, I'm just going to buy this crap. Okay. I got it. It came in the mail a couple days ago. I've been using it, and look at me now.
Just look at me now.
At least 2 years younger than I was 2 days ago, right?
Wow. But you've always kind of done some sort of skincare.
I've noticed that I was looking at myself in the rear in my my sun blocking mirror while I was driving, and I was doing this.
Wait, just pursing your lips in a way.
Well, I felt like this is something that I do, not thinking about it, but I noticed I was doing this.
Wait,
and I thought, am I getting wrinkles above my mouth?
I mean, whatever. I mean, you're not. There's truly nothing there.
Thank you.
But...
I wasn't sure if it was a trick of the light or if I was actually aging or if it was not something and that Ursa Major was working. Mm-hmm. If it was a softening of sorts of whatever aging proof was happening. I don't know.
Right. And just before I follow up with you, I should probably just intro the show real quick, which is to say we're currently live on YouTube and Twitch. We stream bi-weekly every other Sunday at 7 p.m. We took a little bit of a break, but we will be back on our basically regular schedule. And you could be watching this live right now.
Wait, starting June 30th, we'll be back on a regular schedule.
I was going to mention that we'll be, yeah. Well, so we will be skipping. We're more or less back on our every 2 week schedule. However, we will be skipping another week. So our next episode will be on June 30th, And
at that point, we'll be on our regular schedule.
And then we'll be on our regular
So
schedule.
today we are not on the regular schedule.
On our regular
no, we are not.
Not.
Won't be for 3 more weeks. 2
Yeah.
more. 3 including today's weeks.
So just sort of like, buckle up, strap in.
Buckle
and then
up.
pretty soon
Get your jock straps.
you're going to feel a sense of, rhythm. You're going to start to be like, oh, there's one. Oh, and there's one. And that's all going to start June 30th. And on June 30th, our next episode, by the way, we're going to do I Saw the TV Glow, which is a brand new film. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But the film that we're here to do today is Challengers, Luca Guadagnino's new film, 2024. Challengers, you've probably heard of it. It's kind of been a big deal. Starring Zendaya. And
Is it Zendaya or Zendaya?
I always say Zendaya, but...
You better check thine self.
Okay, wait.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what the truth of the matter is.
Pronunciation.
I think it's Zendaya. Oh my God,
We're gonna
right.
hear this. We're gonna hear this.
It's Zendaya.
I don't know if this will pick it up, but
No, that's the phonetics are written there. Right.
I know, but I just want to hear it because I think it'd be fun. Don't you think?
I thought it was Zendaya.
Allow. Oh, no. Oh God. Uh-oh. Okay, forget it. We're not gonna hear the pronunciation.
It says it for us though. It's Zendaya.
It's Zendaya. Yeah.
Zendaya.
I just wanted to hear the Google say it. You know what I mean?
I
Because
thought
it's
it
kind of
was
fun
Zendaya.
sometimes. Kind of
I
fun.
think I might like Zendaya more. No offense, Zendaya, but Zendaya.
Well, you would have to rename her. You would have to give birth to a new child and name them.
I wouldn't choose it as a name for my own child, but you know what? Congratulations to you, Zendaya,
Right.
for not having the name that I thought it was and it not being as good as I thought. But that's okay.
By the way, Nicole...
You're nominated for an Academy Award.
Wait, is
Whatever. Who gives a crap what I think?
I don't think she is. I mean, not yet. But Nicole
really?
does agree with you. Nicole says, I say Zendaya. Sorry, I can't say it wrong anymore. So she should change it, is what Nicole says. But anywho,
Oh my God, Anakin said that she just bought facial products from Ursa Major too. Thanks, Lord. Oh, thank you. Okay, I will not lie. Dominic has a much better camera and lighting scheme than I normally do, like on the Chicken Coop and other such programs as that. So this could be providing to the effect of youth that you might be beholding at the moment, but.
We do have a sort of trifecta lighting situation. We have a bit of a backlight. As
We
you can
do. It's a
see.
trifecta.
We have a left and a right.
No, but I swear, though, the Ursa Major stuff, I really do like it. It does feel invigorating in a kind of back to the earth kind of way.
You know what could be fun?
And I am not being sponsored by them, which I should be because I would love more free product. They did throw in a free face wash with my order. I ordered the Golden Hour Serum and the under eye, whatever cream that was, because I have issues with my under eyes. And they gave me the free face wash. The free face wash is what's good. Love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Now,
ahead.
this wasn't my plan at all, but it just so happens I did get gifted.
By Aesop's Fables?
I got gifted, actually from Star, who was on this very show. I got gifted a little, product from Aesop.
I think I know that
Which
brand.
is a sampler. It's a sampler platter,
Let
and
me
it
take a
does
look.
indeed have some fun things in here. It has a mouthwash, which would obviously be pretty weird
let
for
me
you to
smell
try.
that.
You could smell it, yeah.
Did you already use it?
I've not used the mouthwash.
Okay,
no.
so it's not contaminated.
But you could do this. This is a.
Oh, it's not open.
This is an immediate moisture face.
Oh, I can smell it already.
This is immediate moisture face. You just kind of go.
Can I try it?
It's like a bit of a. I forget the. Do you want to read the notes
Immediate
there?
moisture facial hydrosol.
Yeah.
Can I give it a shot?
You could do that if you want.
I'm spraying myself.
Go ahead.
Oh my God. Oh, fuck. Oh my God.
You like that?
I feel immediately moisturized and invigorated.
Alright.
It says immediate. It was immediate.
It is immediate. Yeah,
Hold on.
it is immediate.
Oh my God. Holy crizzle. That is absolutely gorgeous feeling.
Wow, yeah.
It has a rose petal bergamot peel.
The rose is
A
what
chamomile
I always
bud.
Mm-hmm.
If the word bud is in the contraption,
I smell it.
sign
It is
me
nice.
up. Let me
It
get a
is
bud.
nice. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Anywho.
Wait, can we see what else is in there?
Oh yeah.
Let's
I mean,
look at
I don't think anything else.
Let's
is,
look at these produits.
I don't think anything else is like easily sampleable.
It might not be easily. Hold on. Resurrection rinse-free hand. You know what?
You
My
should
hands were
display.
feeling so dead lately. I do feel
You
that
should
they need a
display that.
resurrection.
Right, it's a resurrection.
Can we resurrect?
Just go ahead. I mean, if you so
Okay,
wish.
I'm using it.
There's actually.
Oh my God!
Wait.
I'm just
Wait,
kidding.
this is the resurrection hand
No,
balm.
this is the resurrection rinse-free hand wash.
Oh, that's the wash, but this
Oh
is
my
the balm.
God, the balm. Dude, guys,
I don't know how thrilling this is for people to watch.
I'm not even going to say it, but I'm going to say it. This is the bomb. The resurrection hand bomb, actually. Let me take a look. Do you need to pinprick this with a sort of... Yes.
Oh, do you?
Oh my god, it's already open.
Yeah, I think I tried that
Can I try a dip?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Oh my god.
These are samplers, like these
Wow, I'm sampling the sampler. Okay.
Yeah.
Resurrection hand bomb.
I
Let's
sampled
see what
that
happens.
one. I too sampled
I'm going to
that
take
one.
my rings off because I do not want them to get messed up in the process of the resurrection.
But Aesop is good.
Look
Aesop
it.
is some good shit.
Here's a little dip
Yeah.
of a dot of the resurrection.
That's a dip.
I'm going to rub it into my hands, my dead hands. Holy shit!
Oh my god, your hands look younger than they did 3 days ago.
Oh my god, they smell so alive. I swear, I'm not even
Wait, do you
kidding.
really like it?
I actually
okay,
love it.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
good.
I
Okay.
love it.
I mean, you
I
should
love it.
consider.
Is it as good as Ursa Major? I don't know.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, I will say, something about Ursa Major, I swear, I'm not kidding. It is kind of next level. I am not connected to them. I have no relation to Ursa. Call me if you want to connect. Honestly, though, there was
I'll try it
something
too,
about the scent of the product and the way that it actually made my skin feel that really was like different. Now
it hit
this
different.
is good, but it's not. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's different. It's fine. It's great. I love it. But it's not like I'm sitting here going, "Wow, my hands are a whole new hand." You
Well,
know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
into lotion basically at all. Like hand lotion. I'm not into hand lotion. Facial shit, I'll do it.
So
I'll
this
do it
is
all.
just for the hands. Wait, can we look in the box one last time just to double check?
Yeah, well,
what-
this is sort of the last.
Oh, holy shit! We have a super glue encased something here. Let's see what this is.
That's the last
Aesop Rose Hip Seed Lip Cream. I will not be using this. I don't share lip stuff.
That's totally fine. I don't even think I try. Oh, well, I put that on my finger and then I rub it, just so
Yeah.
you know.
No, I get it, but you
yeah.
know, it's cool.
The only thing that's left is the rinse-free hand wash, but
Rinse-free
the-
hand wash. Wait, hold on. Rinse-free?
So I think you just.
Oh, it's like an antibacterial sanitizer
So I think you do that after the lotion, maybe, or something, or I don't really know.
enrobed in a rinse-free hand wash sort
Right.
of masquerade of sorts. I'll
Right.
try it.
Go ahead. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Okay,
I
let
mean,
me
please
see.
do.
Resurrection. Am I going to be resurrected? Let's try it.
Resurrect yourself, but you'd have to be dead.
Oh my god! I feel alive.
You hadn't even.
Oh my
You
god!
hadn't even rubbed it in yet. I mean,
Whoa,
that
whoa.
was beyond instantaneous.
Whoa.
That was beyond instantaneous.
No, but honestly, my hands do feel a bit sort of bona fide.
Oh wow.
No, honestly, it just feels like
Maybe it'd be good for finger picking and such and so forth.
no, it really just it has that alcoholic sort of
Well, I think that's
pure
what it
al-
is. I think it
right.
gets
It's
rid
sort
of.
of a rid of.
I think it gets rid of the
It gets rid of the things.
kind of filmy shit that
It gets rid of life and brings into
Right.
new life.
Anywho,
Okay. Well,
this
anyway.
has been the skincare segment of
Ursa Major, I recommend it. Aesop is fine. It's not next level, but I love you all the same. Star, thank you so much for the Aesop.
Yeah, shout out to
fun
Star
pack.
Amarasu.
But Ursa, I would try it. I would try it. For anybody out there who's looking for a new skincare product, who wants to try, like, you know, an age-defying thing, something about it does feel legit. I'll say no more.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
like me.
Yeah, exactly. Like you. I feel like I mean I do a fairly simple routine. I really am. I feel like it's probably boring to like get too deep into it, but I just have been doing the same thing for many a year, you know, and it's I feel like why change? I feel like it's fine. I feel
Because
fine.
I'll tell you why change.
Okay.
Because if you use this, and I'm not even kidding, if you use the same product for too long, it becomes ineffective.
Well, I
They
feel like
say
it
you're
just keeps me at my base level because if I don't do it, I actually feel a different. I do feel like
It's
my
not-
face is not as moisturized.
No, you have to find the right thing to change too. I'm
No,
not.
but I feel fine with what it is, though. You know.
I do hear you, but you should change it up every once in a while. Because
I know, but see the
you
fear
know what
with
I was
that.
using
The fear with that
is
is
if you don't find the right thing.
well, most of the time when I try something new, I usually have some sort of reaction to it at first, and it's like you have to get over that hump
I know,
to
but
really figure out if
you
it's like
have
going
to
to be the
have a
right
good
product.
sixth sense about what it is you're getting into. It's hard. There's so many products out there.
Yeah.
I was using is it Acure or Accru face wash, a pretty, you know, middle of the line face wash from Whole Foods for a long time. Brighton mint face wash, whatever. $10 for a tube of it. But I thought, I wasn't even going to change away from that. I wasn't going to change my face. I was fine with it. I loved it. It was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But then Ursa Major gave me this free trial, and I was like, holy crap, this is way better.
Wow.
Way better.
I mean...
And I felt a sense of resurrection, invigoration.
I mean, hey.
I don't know. I thought maybe I do need to change it up, or maybe this brand is doing something. I don't know.
I mean, hey.
I'm just saying. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway,
carry on.
Just to wrap up our intro here. Our intro music today was "Hurry Up, John" by our band, Foxtails Brigade. Just of note. And by the way, do you want to mention anything about Foxtails Brigade?
Foxtails Brigade.
Our band.
We are playing in Golden Gate Park on Wednesday, June 12th, for their I don't know the name of the event. It's called something bands.
I don't know it either.
They have a music event that happens at Golden Gate Park, and we're doing it, and it's going to be really cool. There's a very cool sort of backdrop to the whole scene. Band shell, that's it. The Golden Gate band shell.
Where did you see that?
What?
Where did you see that?
Right there.
Oh, right. Yes, the Golden Gate band shell. There it is. I was pulling it up.
Yeah, and so we're going to be doing that. We also have a pretty fun big show coming up in July. In July, on July 26th, with our friends from the band Water Strider. Well, the whole band Water Strider is going to be there. They recently put on a huge show that was like a big art installation project they had been working on for a long time. It was very cool, and sold out show at the Rickshaw, their last show was, and just really excited to be sharing a stage with them for July. And we're going to be playing with them in Oakland at a venue with somewhat of a funny name, but hopefully going to be awesome, called Lovely Day, whatever that means. But it'll be cool, guys.
Lovely Day. Oh, I think
Put
that
the
means...
name aside and just come to the show. It's going to be really, really hip.
Yeah.
And yes.
So come out to that.
It's going to be a just 2-band bill, Foxtails Brigade and Water Strider. We're going to be bringing our best to the night. And anyway.
Yeah, so that's what we do. That's like, that's just a little bit about our professional lives, but I feel like it's time to sort of dig into our personal lives.
Oh, did we not do that with Eartha Major?
Yeah, we definitely did with Eartha Major.
And Aesop's Fables.
And Aesop Fable, but did you have other things, or did you want me to? Oh, someone's asked me what am I drinking. I can actually mention that. I did make us a little bit of a cocktail today.
He's a mixologist sort of ist, by the way.
I am.
I swear, you could really do this.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
So this is called an aviation. I mean, yeah, I actually would not mind. I would not mind working in like a nice bar. I've thought about this.
Would you work at Foreign Cinema, for example?
Oh, of course I would. That's a very nice bar.
I feel that you could.
Well, no, because you really need, because I've looked into it actually.
You have?
As like a side gig,
Really?
I was like, what would it take to like work in a bar?
Oh my god.
But honestly, most
You
bars,
need, like,
they kind of want
completion.
you to be like
Trained.
an actual professional.
What does that mean, an actual professional? Like having gone to some sort of mixology school?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
How do you do that? Do you
Well,
pay?
see, I guess I didn't look that deep into it, but I would need to attend something or other. I don't know if it's like just going to a couple classes.
What if you just showed up and were like, listen, guys, I didn't do the school, but I'm special. Let me prove it to you.
I love making drinks for friends. It's true. I'm often making them at parties, and
it came in this glass.
It did, yeah.
It was a light lavender visual.
It's called the Aviation.
And I'm not kidding. It's way better than I expected.
Oh, good. Well,
I mean, it really is. It tastes like a potion that you would get at a fancy place such as Foreign Cinema.
Yeah. Well,
ahead.
I think it's really just about getting the right ingredients and just knowing generally what you're doing.
But also like doing the right amounts of those ingredients.
But also having high standards, which I do, not to brag,
Yeah.
about like which kind, like, because you can get the shitty kind of something or you can get the good kind of something.
Such
and
as
it's just
what?
so easy
Something
to
what?
like a maraschino liqueur. You can get like a shitty maraschino liqueur, or you can get like a nice, just treat yourself to a nice maraschino liqueur. You can get like a shitty gin even, or you can get a nicer gin.
I'm not even going to lie, people. This tastes like... I've had drinks which I would describe as tasting like a rich girl's bath, which is a huge, highly endowed
The
compliment.
highest, yeah.
But this is almost like a... Dare I say... Could be a Jeff Bezos jacuzzi.
Oh, you're too complimentary. It's too much.
Honestly,
By the way,
it's really good. It's really excellent. Well, I don't know if I'd want to drink Jeff Bezos' jacuzzi, but
right.
you know what I'm saying, people.
Josh comments from the other room. Oh my god, it's giving Potion Alchemy Old World. It's true. Yeah. He also is having one, by the way, I should mention, in the other room. In fact, just through this very wall that you can see behind me. But yeah, anyways, it's gin, fresh lemon juice. And again, see, that's the other thing. Lemon juice. Let me just say, if you're going to make a cocktail, you need to have some good lemon juice. If there, like, you can get that little squeezy shitty bottle of lemon that's from concentrate.
No, don't do that.
You don't do that.
Don't you
get
just use
fresh,
a real lemon?
Well, you could of course do that, but like, I mean, to squeeze a bunch of lemons right now would have taken me a long time. That is
Unless you have a lemon squeezer.
That's true, but I get fresh 100% lemon juice.
Oh, where do you
that's
get
like
that?
refrigerated. You can get it at even Whole Foods or whatever, or like Safeway even has it.
Oh, okay.
But it's sort of like
as opposed to
lemon
the
juice rather than from concentrate.
Oh, and where do you get the from concentrate?
Oh, you can get that like at a liquor store or whatever. It's like, kind of everywhere. But if you get the real shit, anyways, the point is the drink is gin, fresh lemon juice, maraschino liqueur, and creme de violette, which is it's like a floral liqueur.
Flower. Violets.
It's a floral liqueur.
It's made of violets, people. That's all you need to know.
Right.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And I like stuff that's floral mixed with gin because I think usually one of my favorite drinks is a gimlet, like a cucumber gimlet, which is like a refreshing cucumber kind of thing.
A gimlet's great, yeah.
But or something involving plants and flowers, and this is that, and it's something I never myself have made or really tried, but I really like it.
Yeah. I'm glad you do.
Very good. Let's answer Gizder Forever. Question for Laura. In this day of AI, if you were booked for a show and couldn't make it, do you just call in or do you hire a body double and let ChatGPT/AI sing your part?
I think we're not there yet.
Are we
I think
meant to actually answer that question?
I feel like that's in this day of AI. I mean,
not there yet.
Are you talking about this day of AI? Because this is not what's happening right now. Maybe in the future.
What I do is I call anybody I know that could possibly do something similar to what I do. Although there's not a lot of people that could do. For Fox Sales Brigade, I just don't cancel.
Yeah, exactly. You simply
put, it doesn't happen.
Have you ever had to
Canceled a Fox
cancel?
Sales Brigade?
Yeah, like because you were too sick or something, or
Nope. I've always plowed through it, and in the worst of times, like I remember, God, so long ago, I had the worst cough. As has been known to happen to me. I have a lot of bronchial issues because I'm a singer and it just happens. And I remember right before I had a show, I could barely, this is what my voice sounded like. Hey, how are you? Did you want to go get a drink after the show? Well, maybe we could call my boyfriend and, we could sort of sit around and watch some episodes of Encino Man. That's what I sounded like.
And you've had shows, I mean, obviously I'm at a lot of these shows, and you have shows sometimes where you've lost your voice.
Lost my voice, and I've been like, how am I going to get through tonight's show? Right. I don't know. Somehow, I don't know. I do a couple things. Like I'll use a Vicks Vapo inhaler that sometimes, you can, or just inhaling like boiled water, steaming my throat, things like that. But it still won't really work right after that. But somehow, every time I've been in those situations where I just thought, I don't know how I'm going to get through it, I get on stage and somehow it works. It's like the combination of being up there and then using the mic. It just works.
I've only had to cancel one Fox Sales Brigade show like day of course, like if it's scheduled and I can't make it, then like I don't play it and you guys will just do like a duo show or something or whatever. We'll like figure something else out. But there's only one time that I can remember where it was like the day of and I had to cancel, and it was, I don't know if you remember, but it was in Austin when we were on tour at South by Southwest.
Yeah, I remember.
I think we'd had like 2 or maybe even 3 shows during that South by Southwest.
Wait, was it when we were staying with Naomi?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were like throwing up.
Yeah, so we saw St. Vincent the night before. And just before St. Vincent, I so vividly remember it because like when you get sick, really sick, I feel like that like really stamps a memory, in like the back of your head. I remember it so distinctly that I, before meeting up with you, grabbed a slice of mushroom pizza.
Oh, that pizza! I could have told you that a mile away. I remember.
Wait, were you
looking at
there
the-
or?
I remember seeing the pizza going.
Okay.
I don't know if you should eat that.
I wasn't sure if you were with me when I got the pizza or if I met up with you after I got the pizza, but I got
No,
a slice
I
of mushroom
saw that.
pizza, which I loved. I loved mushrooms and I loved
Yeah,
mushroom
but
pizza.
that pizza was a telltale sign right away.
It's so funny because you did
I'm
say
always
something.
right about these things.
You did say something actually.
I did.
And anyways, I was totally fine that night, but then the next morning, or maybe it was like late in the middle of the night or something, I just was like, I was out. I was down for the count.
Yeah.
And I could not leave the couch.
This
so I had to
also
cancel.
happened recently on our
Well, yeah.
on the episode where one of our fairly recent episodes of Totally Tell Me where we watched Pink Flamingos.
Right,
We
right.
had gotten hamburgers right before the show. And I told them on the phone when we ordered the hamburgers, I was like, I would like to have my lettuce on the side so that it doesn't get soggy because I really hate a soggy lettuce. And people laughed at me.
I
such
did.
as Dominic.
I
He's like, you
laughed.
are so high maintenance. You're so
And you know
high
what? I kind of stand by the laughing. I gotta say, I stand by
the
the laughing.
laughing, but who got sick? You.
I did get very, very
And
sick.
our guest for that night, Dylan, because they had the dirty, disgusting, wilted lettuce that I swear to you, every time I see it, I think to myself, that is a salmonella situation waiting to happen. And who got sick?
But I
Not
had
me.
ordered from this place so many times. I was
I
so
just
sure of
know.
myself. I was
I
so
just-
sure of myself.
A wilted green is a sign of diarrhea waiting to happen.
Right, right. I think we already did go through the
Oh, did we
details
go
of
through
all
the-
that one
okay.
of it. But
I'm
you
just
could,
saying, I know.
Yeah.
I have a sixth sense for these things.
Right, right,
You gotta
right.
just stay away from those crusty greens.
Well, you really got me good with that one because now I've not been back since. And I've had a
It's
burger.
not that you don't have to go back. You just don't want to get. That's the thing
Oh, I
about
know,
ordering a burger like to be delivered is that there's a risk of that wilted green.
I know, but there's always like a period of time that I think one just has to go through when you get food poisoning from
Right,
like
that you
an
want to stay
establishment.
away from it.
Is like, even though I know that place, I've been to it a million times, like that was the only time. So surely it's probably mostly fine, but I can't.
No,
I'm not ready for my return.
I
you know?
hear you. I hear you.
It's
I
going to be a
wouldn't-
few
I probably
months
wouldn't
at the
come
very
back.
least.
No, I mean sure. Yeah. Damn it though, this is making me hungry. Okay.
Oh
carry
yeah.
on.
Well, I mean, look, unfortunately.
No, we are not eating for the next 2 hours.
Anywho, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Should we get into the movie or should we keep chit chatting and whatnot? I could say that. Let's see. What have I been doing really? I don't even. I think there's something I would want to talk about, but I can't really talk about it. I don't think. Well,
Oh, why not?
actually, I probably could mention it, but I could just like kind of be somewhat vague about it. But I did film something for Toon Yards a couple weeks ago.
Fun.
That was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I guess I kind of maybe in a roundabout way was kind of talking about this with you, maybe not. But yeah, that was really fun. That will be coming out probably next month. I can't.
cool.
I feel like maybe I shouldn't
You can't say
even
anything else.
because I don't know
You
what.
did something with Toon Yard. You don't
Yeah.
know what. It's going to come out next month. We'll find out then.
Right.
Well, that'll be cool.
Yeah, that was fun. I've been doing a lot of streaming lately, actually, beyond this, of course.
Like video games?
Yeah. I think I kind of mentioned it before, but also I think it's worth mentioning again because I've just sort of been like having a fun time with it. I'm like, I live stream here in this very room on that TV.
I believe it.
Bunch of video games on Twitch. So we are currently also live on Twitch. So if you happen to be watching on Twitch, feel free to also find me. I'm totally Dommy on Twitch, which was a sort of, it's a combo. Yeah, it's a bit of a
Tipping
nod
your
to Totally
hat
Tell
to
Me.
the, yeah.
Totally Dommy, Totally
Got
Tell
it.
Me. I was like, why not just sort of make it all rhyme,
Why not?
Why not? But that's been really fun. I feel like I've kind of found like a new avenue to kind of like, I think initially when we started Totally Tell Me, this sort of became a fun alternate way, at least for me. I don't know for you too, but I would assume it's probably somewhat similar for you, where it's like we do these projects, these creative projects, and they take like so long to get to the point that you can actually release it, that I think like with a podcast, which is kind of the appealing part of even doing this, is like you get that quicker
turnaround.
Yeah, that quicker turnaround. Like you prepare in advance and then you just do the thing and then it's just done. That's it.
Done.
And I think as I've continued to like now stream video games and like do that in like long form, I'm just realizing that it's like there is something to that. You know, there's something to like having that balance of
Mm-hmm.
projects that you sort of like toil away on for months and sometimes even years, and then like that really quick little, you know, that little dopamine burst of boom, you know,
Yeah.
straight to from me to you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I've been having fun with that.
Well, Bryce wants to know, how do we find you? Totally Dommy.
It's totally Dommy, like Dommy. I'll type it in the chat. Let's see.
Dommy?
Yeah, totally
Dommy.
Dommy. Like one
Totally
word.
Dommy.
On Twitch. Totally Dommy on Twitch. Dommy. So yeah, feel free to follow me there if you want. I stream basically Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. to midnight-ish. But also I take a lot of days off because I am like busy with various things. But I let you know. But anyways, that's sort of been a fun little thing that I've been doing on the side.
That's fun.
You know?
That's great.
Such as that.
I love that for
And you know what? Like, I feel like we could. Well, I'll talk offline about that. Never mind. There's ways that I feel like we could do certain things that I'm doing there with the show, but you know, we can figure
Okay,
that
we'll
out.
talk. We'll talk.
You know, I'm learning. I'm learning a lot about live streaming actually
Learn that
lately.
shit.
Yeah. But anywho, should we get to the movie or what?
Sure. Yeah.
We can
let's
still
do it.
chit chat as we go forth. But yeah, so today we are going to talk about Challengers, which is the brand new Luca Guadagnino film, directed by him. He didn't write it. The writer is Kurikits. Do you know how to say that?
Kuritzke.
Justin
Kuritzkes.
Justin Kuritzkes wrote it.
Justin Kuritzkes is what I would think.
But this is no different than how Luca Guadagnino usually operates. He always kind of has someone else write his scripts and then he directs. So this is the latest Luca Guadagnino film. You may know him from films that we've also reviewed on this podcast even, but Calling by Your Name, and most recently he did Bones and All. I think we also reviewed Suspiria on the podcast, so you can find those episodes if you want to kind of hear our previous thoughts on his work. But this new one, it's about a love triangle that kind of centers on an injured tennis star. Her name, that's played by Zendaya, and then there's these two other men who also are playing tennis that are kind of they create a sort of love triangle of sorts. Those two men are played by Josh O'Connor and Mike Faist. And yeah, this film kind of...
Joshua O'Connor's a great actor.
Josh O'Connor, yeah.
He also played the Prince of Wales in The Crown, which I'm a very big fan of.
Oh, cool. Well, I know him actually more from God's Own Country.
Oh.
Have you seen God's Own Country? No. It's so good. It's a British director, I believe. And it's a gay love story that kind of centers on these two like farm boys basically.
Okay.
Or one of them's like a farmer and then the other guy's like coming to assist on the farm. And then they kind of like start to fall in love and it's beautiful.
Okay, I
it's
didn't
so
see
good.
that. Wait, he wasn't in what's that show on HBO called with Johnny Depp's Lily Rose Depp?
Oh, you're thinking of
Vice? Is it, or what's it called?
no, you're thinking of that one word show.
Yeah.
Like
you know, like Star.
like
or
something like Pop Star or
Pop
like
Star or
but it's
something.
not Pop
It means
Star but
Pop Star.
right, it's sort of like Icon or you know what I mean. It's like,
Idol.
but it's yeah, wait, oh Idol. Yeah, wait, okay, hold on.
Wait, was he in Idol as one of those?
Oh, The Idol.
The
That's
Idol.
right, yeah.
Was he in that?
I don't think so.
Because there's a
Was
character
he?
in that who I kept looking at going, how do I know this guy? But then I couldn't figure it out. And is it him? I don't know. But I do
no.
think he's a great actor.
He's not in that.
The
no.
one from The Crown. What's good? Joshy.
Yeah. Thank you, Nicole. The Idol. Yeah. Thank you. Josh also says he's also so hot, which I do agree with. Yeah. We will be
He
getting
ain't
to
bad.
that.
He
This
ain't
is
bad.
this is definitely a topic of discussion for challengers. Because I also feel like it's worth mentioning that, you know, this is a love triangle situation. It's sort of like a kind of sexy, romantic kind of comedy drama, I would say. Or I guess it's mostly a drama, but there's some comedic elements to it as well. It's a drama. It's a drama. Anywho, so yeah, challengers. And here's what I want to say before we even get into it. I was totally shocked, actually, that this film became the sort of like pop sensation that it became. Like, because I'm always excited for the next Luca Guadagnino film, as you know. He's one of my favorite modern directors. So I was like, yeah, Challengers, sure. I'm obviously there. Like, you got me at the name, and I will be seated. But then the fact that, like, as time went on and as this thing was getting promoted, like, the anticipation became like a kind of like a wide appeal kind of thing. Like they had mainstream appeal, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of interesting, because I know Zendaya obviously is huge, but I still didn't think that would be like enough to kind of pull in the mainstream. But this sort of became a bit of a mainstream talking point. This new film, Challengers, which you know, I mean, I'm excited for Guadagnino to have his time in the sun, you know, in a way, because I feel like even though we've of course loved multiple,
he's had some time in the sun.
He's had his time in the sun. I mean,
most of us. Let's be real.
Well, yeah, and obviously, like he was nominated for, or his film. Actually, he wasn't nominated for Best Director, but his film Calling by Your Name was nominated for multiple Oscars.
I mean, that got a lot of recognition. So,
but he's not gotten recognition since then. I will say, like that, it was just nominated for Best Original Screenplay, which I believe it won, but I don't think it was nominated for. Or I think. What's his name? Timothy Chalamet was nominated, but he didn't win. Something like that. Anyways. Okay. The point is,
wait, so he didn't get any praise for Suspiria?
No, not like from, you know, Oscars or whatever. Obviously, we loved it.
Whatever about Oscars.
Well, I know, but I mean, that's what I'm saying is like we have been loving his films.
Well, I loved
but I'm
those
glad
two
that
movies. I did love those two movies. Yeah,
right,
I loved Calling by Your Name. I loved Suspiria.
Where were you at on Bones and All? Oh my God, I love it. I just simply love it.
Didn't care for it.
Yeah.
No offense, Luca. You're a great guy. I love you. You deserve the sun and everything else there is to love.
Oh, and Nicole is actually bringing up something else that I totally forgot about for a second, which I also loved. We Are Who We Are, which is an HBO series that I highly recommend if you're a fan of Luca Guadagnino. I feel like most people didn't know about this, but he directed that entire series. He directs every episode. Series on HBO. And it's so good. It's truly so good. Nicole says rewatch this year. Such a good show. Anyways, let's get to Challengers, though. Laura, shall we start with you? What did you think of Challengers? I knew it. I knew it.
It's okay. Look, I like Joshy or whatever his name is.
Josh O'Connor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, like you like him as an actor?
I thought, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed like watching him doing his thing, and I just don't really feel like it was that important to me. Like, the stakes didn't feel that high, you know? Like, I don't even understand part of it, really. Oh, sorry.
Wait, what do you mean? What?
Well, I don't want to get to spoilers, but like, yeah. I just felt like, this is all hinging on this one thing that doesn't feel very, like, grounded, you know? It just felt a bit ungrounded to me. And therefore, I don't know. It just felt a bit sort of amateur hour at the Apollo. No offense.
Amateur?
No offense to Zendaya and all those other people involved.
What do you mean? What do you mean by amateur?
First of all, I don't care about tennis.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't care about.
And
tennis
it's like, you know, a large part of this movie is to do with that and like sports and things. And I mean, I know they're trying to make it exciting and all that, but like, I just don't care. And also, like, I liked some aspects of the relationship dynamics. You know, like I thought that there was some interesting things there, but it just felt a little. I'm just too old for this shit, you know what I mean? No offense. I don't know. It's just not, I don't know. It just felt not for me. It's not for me.
Okay.
But I wanted to like it. You know. So
you didn't like it, or you just felt like it was okay?
I guess I thought it was okay. Yeah, I was like, you know, I was relatively engaged, and I watched it through to the end, but there were just things about it that I just felt a little bit like about, you know what I mean?
Wow. Okay. I mean, fair enough. Well, look, I loved it.
Wow.
I loved this movie.
Oh, okay.
I was so okay. I mean, I totally agree with you. I'm not into tennis at all. Like, obviously, you know this. Like, I'm not into sports at all, and I kind of feel like Luca Guadagnino isn't either. Like, I feel like he's making this film from someone who I think is inviting you in even if you don't care about the sport, in my opinion. I feel like he does enough to make you just kind of care about the dynamics of what are happening rather than like, you know, the points of the game or whatever. Because it's not really like, I feel like it's not really getting into, which I appreciate it, because if it did, I would get bored, I think. But it's not getting into like the nitty gritty of like, oh, here's your form. Like, oh, you need to be like.
It's getting into the relationship.
It's
about the emotional investment.
Right. And the way that I felt like the way that the tennis matches were shot and kind of orchestrated weren't really about the game itself as much as it was about like the current dynamic of the two players. Like, where are these two players at with their relationships? Yeah. And then the game itself is kind of just like a way to further or like deepen your understanding of those two people's relationship with one another. And of course there's many games, or there's a few games I should say, throughout the film, and it's with various different people, or you know, I guess it's always with these three people though, but it's like various incarnations of the three people as the film goes on. And I feel like you get a sense of where they're at in those various points. So for me, I felt like it did a great job of getting me invested as someone who doesn't care about tennis or even really know much about tennis. Like, even I know like the very basic rules and that's about it. So like I don't really know what it means for like these sorts of terms or whatever, but I feel like they don't even get into that. Like they're not getting into like the technicalities of like, oh, that was a fly ball, or I don't even know what you would say. Like they don't even get into it because I think it's not important to what's actually going on.
Right.
And then I think honestly the bigger
it's just a
thing,
vehicle for human interaction.
And I think the bigger thing, of course, it's all relating around tennis, but I think of course the bigger thing that's going on in the film is this love triangle between Zendaya and Josh O'Connor and Mike Faist, all their characters, of course. Again, we won't get into spoilers, of course, but just to kind of like set the stage a bit, Mike Faist's plays Zendaya's. They're married, right? Are they married?
They eventually get married and have a child.
Okay.
Wait, the one who.
The blonde.
Yeah, or I call him a redhead, but yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. No, yeah, they're husband. I'm seeing here husband. So they're a couple, and then there's sort of like this prior history with a third guy, played by Josh O'Connor, who had previously kind of been in a relationship with Zendaya, and sort of like this thing, like they all kind of met at the same time. Both those guys were very attracted to her, and of course there's sort of this underlying tension of like, are the two guys also sort of attracted to one another as well? Like, where does the love lie, and who is in love with who? And it's kind of, I think they're all like in a sense in love with one another, but it's like at what points and how deep and how much, and like have things shifted or have they not? Like you're kind of always kind of thinking about you know, this sort of chess match that I think is happening, or I guess tennis match, but like the internal chess match of like, she's sort of, I think, playing them in certain ways throughout the film, and that's, I think, where the excitement lies, is like, at what point are they playing each other, and at what point are they like actually expressing real emotion towards one another? And to me, that's the heart of the film. Do I think this film is like, you know, gonna is it gonna like, did it deeply affect me in any sort of way? Like, absolutely not. Like I agree with you on that. Like, this is, I think, in my opinion, like Luca Guadagnino's kind of pop swing, you know? Like this is him like trying out a pop song, you know? He's gonna like make his big hit, and I think he's keeping some of his kind of signature moves in here, which I really appreciated, but while still very much making this like a kind of more mainstream appeal kind of film. Because I think, as you know, as someone who's seen multiple of his films, and I know, it's like his films, I think, tend to be a bit more subtle.
Right.
And like,
this was not subtle.
Not subtle whatsoever. No. This is like melodrama. This is like you know, this is like big kind of, I don't know, like orchestral kind of swings at things, you know?
No, it just felt very sort of tweeny to me, honestly. And I don't know, maybe it's just, and no offense to Zendaya, I just, you know, she seems like a cool girl, but I just don't believe her. You know what I mean? Like, it just it feels so kind of trite, all of it. You know what I mean? It just feels a bit, sort of high school or something like that. You know, it still feels like some sort of like high school movie, even though they're supposed to be 40 at a certain point in the movie. And I'm just like, yeah, right. No, this is not.
40?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like the modern day scenes are supposed to be that they're 40 years old.
No.
They say it in the movie, yeah.
No, because I thought it's like...
They say it in the movie.
40? I don't think so.
100%. Patrick, or a.k.a. Josh, the real name, the guy who's also in The Queen, who I'm a fan of, he is supposed to be 40, and he is the same.
But I thought they're like, aren't they like in their early 20s when they all meet?
Yeah, no, they're like in their teens. They say, and when they all meet. Like in the movie, they established.
I should say that I haven't seen this movie in like a month.
I watched it last night. Or
Okay.
2 nights ago.
Well, I'll defer to you then.
They were teenagers when they met and had their whole little three-way. Or probably shouldn't say that. I don't want to give away spoilers yet if we're not going to be.
No, yeah, we shouldn't talk specific, but yeah.
Well, anyway, it's like it goes back. I don't think this is too much of a spoiler, but the movie plays with timeline quite a bit and like moves back and forth between present and past.
But present is so Nicole's
a large
saying,
part of the plot is based on what happens in their past versus where they are in their present, and the present day moments, which are sort of the crux or like where they end up, is when they're in their 40s. Yeah.
Okay, but I don't think so. So Nicole's saying it's 12 years later, which does sound right to me.
They say 40. She said, I swear to you, there's
but
a
if it's
line
12 years later and they're in their teens.
And they're 18, 19?
Like when they flash back the first time, I think it does say 12 years ago. And then
13 years ago.
Or 13 years ago. But like if they're like 18 and then plus 13.
They might be 19.
So 19, but still that would be like 34.
13. Yeah, it's weird. It was inconsistent.
Or 33 even.
All I will say is that they straight up said, you're a 40-year-old, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That was a line in the movie.
Well,
and maybe they just messed up 40, in the script. They
then...
might have messed up in the script. But she goes, "Oh, you're a 40-year-old down on." One of the lines was, "You're a 40-year-old down on your luck."
Okay, I don't remember that.
And so I was like, "Oh, they're supposed to be 40."
I didn't
buy it.
I do want to respond to JZDR Forever over here. I didn't see the movie, but I did see the trailer, and it was framed to anticipate this big three-way sex scene. Was that scene disappointing? Was it shot well? Did it turn you on?
Yeah,
I think we're going to get to that.
We'll get to that.
I just wanted to mention...
It was framed that way.
I
agree.
What? What?
That it
the
was...
trailer?
I agree with Godzilla Forever, or whatever your name is. Goodzer. No offense. It was framed like it was a big three-way sex scene type of movie, and that it was going to revolve around that, but...
Well, I have a lot to say about that, but I just want to mention that we will get to that. We will get to like kind of more specific things about the plot, but for now we're just going to talk general in case you haven't seen the film. So in a little bit we will be getting into specifics and kind of spoil the whole film. So
and
just
also,
stick
by
in
the
there.
way, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. As far as the 12 years later, no, I'm pretty sure it said 13 years later at any given point, but
It is 13. I mean, I'm seeing here it's 13, but I don't think...
No, I swear they use the term 40s in the movie.
No. Okay, I remember now what you're thinking of. He's saying, I don't want to be someone who's still playing tennis at 40.
No, it wasn't that. It was...
that one...
No, Zendaya says it. She goes, what are you, like a 40-year-old down on your luck or something like that?
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't think they're meant to be 40 in those...
Oh, maybe you're right. He goes, yeah. You're right. No, it is the blondie who goes...
He doesn't want
it's like
to,
a pathetic.
But he's talking about the future. In the future, he doesn't want to be one of those people who's still playing tennis in his 40s.
Oh, is that what he's saying?
He's saying like he wants to get out before then because he sees how like pathetic that looks.
Oh, is that true? Okay, I don't know.
I don't think they're in their 40s in the.
I mean, they don't seem like it. But
Anywho.
they also don't. Well, I don't know. I guess they could be in there, but they just. I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
I also very much want to mention the soundtrack, which is by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Oh, wow.
Trent Reznor, of course, of Nine Inch Nails.
Atticus Ross of my next door neighbor growing up.
No right, your next door neighbor growing up, no offense. Yeah, I thought the soundtrack was fucking awesome to this one. I felt like it was, again, like sort of a pop swing, I think, for even Trent Reznor. I kind of felt like it was... this like 90s club inspired kind of thing that was like constantly churning up in these kind of intense like back and forth moments, not even just in the tennis matches, but I'm talking like back and forth moments just as far as dialogue goes, because I think tennis sort of becomes this greater metaphor for like all of the conversations that are happening, which become like these tennis matches of dialogue where it's like these two characters are sort of battling in a way with like what they're kind of getting across to the other. And I loved how music was used in the film. I always love, I feel like Luca Guadagnino clearly to me has like very good musical taste. And I feel like this was no exception. I felt like he had an amazing understanding of like using tons of music throughout this film to like score just the intensity of like or basically enhance and over dramatize, which in my opinion was a good thing, these like kind of even more mundane conversations that were being that were happening. I love just like moments where it was like just two people talking in a fairly, you know, mundane environment, but then all of a sudden you're just like
Right.
like it's kind of like early 90s late 80s kind of just like thumping, you know. I thought that was so cool. Like I was like, this is sick. And then of course, you know, there are certain moments I'm not going to talk about yet, but like I feel like it all kind of built to certain huge moments where the score just like takes off, and those were like euphoric moments to me that I thought were like so incredibly well done, that like the kind of build up and the tension building to those moments was all kind of worth it, like for the big release of these things that I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, I thought I know I'm just going on and on here, but one more thing I just wanted to get across too was I loved these sort of like Luca touches. I feel like he's been doing this thing since Suspiria, where this like editing technique, which is also a shooting technique, where he's like filming, he'll do like a series of punch-ins that are like from a wide to a slightly closer to a slightly closer to a slightly closer, but like all in like boom 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 boom. But it's like also not perfect. It's like clearly different setups, not just like zooming in on the same shot, which is like this, it's like a technical thing, but there's something about it that like I think is so cool. And he started it in Suspiria, and it was so noticeable to me in Suspiria as like this like, whoa, that's like this kind of 70s technique, but he's taking it to like a kind of modern context. And I just love to see that like still present here, like even in his, I guess, pop swing, as I'm calling it. I feel like he's kind of bringing in these kind of more like artsy elements, you know, to his filmmaking style, and inserting it in, I think, what is generally a much more like pop structured and pop feeling kind of film, where it's like not about subtlety whatsoever. There's very little subtlety in this movie at all. It's like, it's just kind of fun and games, and that's that, you know? So again, like, I think for me, the big negative, if I were to have a negative to this film, it's just kind of like the fact that it is so kind of fluffy and just kind of like, you just kind of are taking it as it comes, and you're just sort of having fun in games. Like, I'm still excited for him to return to something that's a little more like, I don't know, it's got some like grit, or like it's got some like, you know, layered subtle themes that are like dealing with some sort of like deeply tragic whatnot, you know, because I think he does that really well. But I found it really exciting to watch Challengers be this kind of like bigger vision, I guess, for what his style could be.
All right.
But I think he'll come back. I think he's coming back to, you know, the indie freaks.
We'll see. We shall see.
Anywho, should we get into spoilers?
Yeah, sure.
So we are going to talk more specifics about the film. Of course, the three-way scene that has been long rumored, I guess. Not even really rumored, but certainly insinuated.
Obviously hinted at.
Yeah, heavily implied, of course, via
basically shown in the trailer.
Yeah, like the marketing is, of course, pushing that.
That's the selling point.
And just the sexiness of the film, which I probably should have just mentioned the pre-spoilers part, but we're going to get into spoilers. So if you haven't seen the film and you, or if you haven't seen the film and you care about spoilers, now would be the time to tune out. But if you have seen the film or you don't care about spoilers, keep on a-watching. So with that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, should we talk? Actually, I want to say one thing before we get into the three-way scene, which kind of leads into that. and this isn't even really a spoiler, but I just feel like the film also, what I loved about it was that it's so sexy. Like, I found it to be like in every scene, I found that it was like superficially even in service of just making these like three very beautiful people look incredibly beautiful at like all times in all these kind of like situations that he's setting them up in. You know, like in this sauna or like you know, in their dorm room or whatever, like they're always like wearing barely anything, or like they're you know, there's like this element of just like sex appeal that I feel like is, I think, important to the film too, but it's also just like fun to watch, of course. You know, it's like this, it's just, I mean, they're all hot, all of them, in my opinion. No, you didn't think so?
Well, I don't want to bag on anyone here, but I would say that Joshy, or whatever his last name. Josh O'Connor, he is definitely hot.
Yeah, he's very hot.
But I just wasn't into either.
You weren't into
I don't know.
Face?
I just feel like there's something a little bit too like hard and like hardened and masculine for my taste about
the other guy,
Zendaya.
Oh, Zendaya.
Yeah, like I felt like her sexuality was overridden by her like her callousness, you know. And I wanted her to, I mean, and call me old fashioned, but it just didn't feel like sensual, you know what I mean? And but that's her thing, and more power to you, girl. You know, like, do your thing. And also, like, she's obviously getting lots of praise for being who she is. And so I think that's great. And, like, you know, I don't begrudge that in any way. It's just not my... I just couldn't get into that. You know what I mean? And then the other guy, just not my thing. Just not for me. But Josh, yes, love it.
Right. I thought you loved
He was hot, for sure.
I thought you loved a sort of, like, hairless...
Well,
you know, twink like.
Wasn't Josh doing that?
Josh? He's got a little more hair. He's got a little hair to him.
Did he have chest hair?
He's got a bit. Yeah, he's got a bit.
Well, it was very barely.
That other guy is like hairless.
He was, but there was just something about the look that wasn't for me.
Okay,
I don't know.
I mean, fair enough. I mean,
I could see you being into it though.
I'm into both, to be honest.
I don't know. There was just something about it that was not quite for me.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of hear you.
Wasn't into it.
As you're saying that, I mean, I guess like. I was thinking of Zendaya as being another very hot figure in it.
Like
but I think
she
you're
has
kind
a
of
great
right.
body. She has a great body, but the vibe is just too callous. You know what I mean? Like it just felt so.
I could see that. Yeah.
It's like not sexual. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and I wonder if that might have been somewhat intentional, just because she is, I think, the force of like.
Well, she's the masculine figure between all three of them for sure.
She's
think? The one in charge, in a way that she's the one who's kind of in charge of all of them.
Well, she has them wrapped around her finger, I would say, for sure. Like they're both.
I think the only one who challenges her is Patrick or Josh or whatever to a degree, but she still maintains a certain level of like power over all of them because it's her kind of training and blah 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 whatever. Like her whole mystique that is able to kind of even bring them into like the arena of like professional tennis or whatever it is they're dreaming of being, you know?
Right.
And even though he's good, Patrick is really good, better than her husband, I guess.
Right.
I guess in a way, like she's the one who starts out on top and kind of, you know, takes the reins, even after her injury. So for those who haven't seen it,
go ahead,
and who are still listening to the spoilers, what happens is that it starts out with Zendaya as a professional tennis player. She's like super pro. She's better than anybody has ever seen, at least in their world. In the world of the two male figures who are both like these amateur tennis players, they see her. Not only is she like a complete badass, but they're like totally turned on by how sexy she is, or sexy they think she is, and how well she plays. And then she gives this monologue about how playing tennis is like it's like falling in love with your opponent, and you know, you're doing this dance of love and how you become one with each other and you be able to kind of move in sync and that whole thing.
And this is worth mentioning too. This is when they're like 19 in the early 2000s segment.
Yeah.
Because it's cutting back and forth between the modern day, which is actually more like 2022, and the flashback sequences, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so she, she essentially expresses that it's an art form, that it's a meditation, goes way beyond just playing the game for her. And then she has a fall. Okay, this is the part that really got me to think, like, what the hell is this movie hinging on? She gets in so she starts dating. So the two younger guys who are watching her from afar fall in love with her. And they essentially, like, ask her to come to their hotel room that night and hang out with them, to which she coyly agrees to do, even though she's, like, on top. She's already doing, like, Adidas ads. She's the star. She's, like, a star tennis player, very rich already, and doesn't need to be hanging out with these lower-ranking amateurs. But they approach her, and she eventually says yes. She goes to their hotel room, and basically both of them are after her, but they're best friends. But she doesn't really, that night, choose either one of them. She kind of makes the two of them hook up with each other and kind of makes out with both of them. There's no actual sex between the three of them, so if you're hoping for a sex scene, that does not happen. It's just a three-way make-out session. Mm-hmm. And then she kind of, like, makes the two of them make out, and then she says at the end of it, whichever one of you wins the tennis match tomorrow from that day will get to have my number. And so the one that wins is the guy that she's clearly more attracted to, which is the guy called Patrick in the movie.
Oh, clearly more attracted to.
Clearly. He's definitely, like, the dominant, like, hot guy in the movie.
But to her, really?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, wasn't
100%.
she...
Because he's the better tennis player, and that's all she's about.
Okay, that I agree
and
with.
He's
but
got
as far
that
as
more masculine.
No,
he's got that, like, masculine swagger. He's the one who's, like, more in charge for sure. I mean, he is definitely the kind of guy that a woman would be more into, because he has that kind of take all kind of vibe. And anyway, even though he doesn't end up on top, she ends up giving her number to him. And then, this is the most absurd thing to me about the movie, is, like, eventually they get in a fight. They get in one little stupid argument, and then he rightfully, like, the argument, I don't even know what it was about, but basically ends up with, she has a game that day, and he decides not to go to the game because they just got in a fight. Normal behavior. And then during that game, she breaks her leg, or she falls. She has a fall, and then she basically destroys her ability to play tennis ever again after that, because she messes up her knee and she no longer can play tennis. So it's like a life-altering, traumatic experience that essentially the other guy, the other friend, was there attending her game for, and they were just like, "Where's Patrick, the hot guy?" And he hadn't been there.
But to you, not hot. To you, not hot.
No, the hot guy. The not hot guy to me was there, the blonde. And anyway, so they're all pissed off because he didn't show up at the game, because she and him got in a fight the night before, which could arguably be provoked by her. So I just feel like their whole thing after that is that they don't speak to him for like over a decade after that. She like estranges herself from him. She blames the fact that she breaks her leg or whatever on him, it seems like. And to me, that is just absolutely absurd. It's like
I think she's blaming him.
Well, it's like, why would they think he was such a jerk for not... I mean, why would they estrange themselves completely from him and begrudge him for that long for no real reason? I'm just like, but this makes no sense.
Didn't she... I mean, again, I haven't seen the movie for like a month, but I thought that she kind of starts up with Blondie because he's like a better player.
No, that is absolutely not why she starts up with Blondie. He's not a better player. He was never able to beat Blackie, a.k.a. black-haired kid. Josh, the hot one. He was never able to beat him. That's what all of this is riding on. The whole last scene... So fast forward to the last scene. So essentially she marries the blonde, not hot guy, because he was there the day that she broke her leg, and she becomes his trainer essentially because she's living vicariously through him. And then one day she realizes that he's kind of like a good player who is not fully in it as a lifer. He's not a lifer. And he eventually is showing signs that he's going to stop. And her ability to live vicariously through him is going to come to an end. And that is very affecting towards her because she doesn't really love him. She just loves the fact that he plays tennis then she's able to help him like succeed as a pro tennis player.
But he is good for a period of time before he starts to fall off his game.
He's good. No, and everybody knows he's good, but he's not as good as, for example,
but in the
her.
flashback sequences,
He's not. He's not like a lifer. He's not as good as her, and he's not as good as Patrick, hot guy, who essentially gets estranged from them. They also, by the way, were going to Blondie and her were going to Stanford together. Patrick, hot guy, comes in, hooks up with her. Anyway, point being, Patrick became a broke, basically, like, down on his luck, hot but very talented tennis player. More talented, as they all three of them know, than Blondie, who she's been training. And so, anyway, one day, the two of them end up in a, like, amateur, like, match together because she wanted to train Blondie. If you're not following, sorry, it's whatever. Point being, he's always been better than the blonde guy. Zendaya knows it. She knows that she thinks that he's hot because of the fact that he's like better than this star player. And it's all just ridiculous because the whole thing is like she could have stayed with hot guy the whole time, but instead chose to blame him for her stupid injury.
But I think
it's all ridiculous.
Well, I think it all, though,
doesn't make any sense.
I think it comes down to the final scene, though, which I think informs us a lot about. Granted, I think there's hints throughout the whole film of this, but like I think it informs a lot of where her head really is at, which is like, I think that first action that she's sort of taking with the two of them speaks volumes and is mirrored in the final scene, which is like, she's, I think, kind of into the idea of all of them, or the both of them, their love as much as she is her individual love with either of them. She's kind of like into this whole like
the threesome.
I think that she's
attracted to them being together, and that turns her on.
I don't know if it's. I mean, I think it's vague in the final scene, but to describe the final scene briefly, which is of course the thing that you're seeing in the present day, kind of cut up into little segments, but ultimately in the final moments of the film, we're in that present day sequence, which is this big tennis match the amateur tennis match that they're doing. The final sequence is like this extended moment of tennis where the two guys are playing each other, and there's kind of various visual things that are happening, of course, like with he's the husband of Zendaya is like giving the indication that is kind of set up that Josh O'Connor is giving the indication that he fucked Zendaya. So there's kind of this like underlying tension in the game of like he's becoming aware that they cheated.
He's playing mind games with him.
But they also did actually fuck too.
They did, but he didn't have to tell him that in the middle of the game. He knew that would mess with him.
It's all mind games, right? Like I think all three of them are in a way playing each other, but specifically I think Zendaya is kind of playing both of them because I think she thinks for a long time, or at least this is how I interpret the ending. I think it's very open, but I think she thinks for a long time that she wants to be with like the winner. She wants to be with like the one who's the best. But I think ultimately that first action of like her just choosing to like go to this hotel room with the both of them and like not really pick either of them, but just kind of let all three of them be a thing. And like she's kind of curious about their backgrounds with each other. Like she's kind of asking these questions of like, wait, so you guys like hooked up with each other? And they're kind of like denying it, but then they kind of get into it, which is like that they didn't really hook up with each other, but they were like, they jerked off together, or like he taught him how to jerk off or whatever. There's kind of this like whole thing that she's, I think, kind of a little into. She's kind of like, oh, okay, these two, they like have this dynamic between the two of them and they're both into me. So like, this could be interesting, I think she's kind of just like into this lust of it all.
So then why would they choose to just like not talk to him after all that time?
Well, I think for a period of time she does think that this is how I interpret it at least, like she wants to be with like the winner or whatever. She wants to be with like the one that she believes has the most potential. But
neither of them are the winner when she loses.
I think she wants to be the one who has the most potential, and I think
which
that
was
does
Patrick,
shift.
which was the brown-haired guy.
But I thought that at a certain point it shifts to where she has reason to believe that the other guy has more potential.
She did not have reason to believe that. Never did, because he never was able to win the guy Patrick. That's what that whole game was about, was that he knew he could never win him. Mm-hmm. And that's why she asked him to please let him win you. Let her blonde husband, the not as hot one, no offense. when
I think she
let him win the brown-haired guy was what she was basically beseeching of of Josh, the hot guy, because she knew all along that he was better than him.
Right, and she wants to give Blondie a confidence boost.
Yes.
And
so she never
because she
went
wants him
with
to play
the winner.
good.
She was
but
never
I also
with the
think
winner.
that she wants to give him a confidence boost because she thinks that he just will play better after he has that confidence boost.
No, she thinks that he will continue to play. That because he talked about quitting. Mm-hmm. And she thinks that if he had the confidence boost that he would just continue, not play better. Like if he can't beat dude, then he's not better. And so I don't think that she was ever choosing the better player. I don't know what she was doing. She was doing something. It doesn't make... That's the part that I'm just like, what? This doesn't make sense. Why would they just abandon this hot guy? You know what I mean? For no real reason. It wasn't like... I feel like he had just as much of a ground to be mad at her as she maybe did for him. For him to not show up at her game or whatever. Like that whole breaking point made no sense to me.
Okay. I mean, I don't remember the details, but I feel like the other dude swooping in to like be there for her maybe did a lot for her. Like she just was like, maybe she wasn't even into that other guy. Maybe she was more into Blondie.
But the other guy came and they were like, just leave. And it was like, what? Why? He just saw that you hurt yourself. Obviously, he didn't come to the game because you just got in a fight where you were being maybe a little bit of a bitch. So it might be reasonable. Uh-huh. But to just cut him off and not even explain anything just feels a bit obtuse, to say the least.
All right. Well,
you know
anyways,
what I mean?
I feel like
it
also
just feels ungrounded.
What I wanted to get to, though, is the final action of the film is the two guys, I think... You know, they kind of have this revelation and they kind of just embrace in the midst of this game where it becomes not about who won or whatever. It just is like they have this quick... What?
No, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but I think it's clear who won.
What do you mean? Who won the actual game?
The last scene of that game. I rewound it a couple times and I was like, oh, Blondie won. Because he jumped up and he hit the ball and then they embraced. That's what happened.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, maybe that's true.
I know that it was supposed to be ambiguous, but it actually, if you like watch closely, it's not.
But what if the ball went out of bounds? Then it wouldn't. Then it would be his.
I'm pretty sure it did not, but maybe it did.
Well, but we can't know if it doesn't.
I guess
show
that's okay. That may be true, but it seemed
because
like
you can hit a ball, but it's where it lands.
The angle at which he hit it, it appeared that it was not going to be out of bounds.
Well, I think definitely the point is it doesn't matter who won because they both kind of embrace each other, and then Zendaya jumps up.
They both win because they won their friendship.
She jumps up and she's like stoked.
She does, but the weird thing is she says something that makes no sense, and then she jumps up or something.
What does she say?
She says something like, "Get him!" And then she goes, "Yeah," or I don't know what she said. I don't know. It was something weird that I didn't understand.
Well, but I mean, I think the point is that she's stoked
that they're back together.
Not back together, but yeah, I think on better terms because I think she kind of is she's down to clown.
But the weird thing is it was all in her power to bring them back together in the first place. She could have done that from the beginning.
All in her power to bring them back.
It was her fault that they ended up estranging themselves from each other.
That's probably true, yeah. But I think she's playing them. She wants them to fight for her, just like they were fighting for her back when they were 18 or 19 or whatever. I think she likes the sense...
She wanted to be a homewrecker.
I think she likes the sense that these two guys are just doing everything they possibly can, pushing their lives to the limit to win her, And she's setting up these various kind of games in a sense for them to play to win her affection. Mm-hmm. And I think that, yeah, she is not really giving out her affection for much of anything. But yeah, I think in the end, maybe she realizes I don't know. Maybe she just kind of is they you know what, they win. I do like these boys because I think there's a period of time
maybe she wanted them to be immersed in the game to the point at which she had described in the earlier part of the movie where it was for a moment I was in love and I was having sex in the middle of the game, and that's what maybe she thought she saw between them in the last game.
So what did you think of this ending sequence, Laura?
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was fucking awesome because that's kind of what I was hinting at in the beginning, like earlier in this episode, where I felt like it really built to that sequence well, but it actually surpassed my expectations with just like the creative angles and like the absolute height of the drama of it all with like this tennis match that, again, I don't give a shit about tennis, but it was just the drama of it all was so crazy. I felt like the score reaches like new heights at that moment, and it just is like there's this one shot that I feel like I remember so distinctly from under the game. Do you remember this? Like from beneath the earth, basically, as they're like playing like under a glass, like the ground becomes glass and the shot is from beneath. You don't remember this? It's so cool. Maybe. And in fact, they did that practically too, which I saw later too. Like they built a whole tennis court and then like had this underground area so that they could like film beneath it to like have this like glass look. So you're like looking under the ground at like these two guys playing tennis.
Maybe. And
then there's, like this, crazy shot where it's like following the tennis ball. There's like this above shot. I just feel like the heights of the cinematography in that final sequence.
The cinematography was great.
I was just like, damn, this is like so fucking cool. I was just like, the cool factor here is through the roof. I felt like it just kind of like kept going and kept building until that final embrace. And yeah, I just thought I thought there was a cool factor,
Yeah.
There's just a cool factor.
No, I mean, look, it was all right, I don't know.
And I'm bummed.
It was okay.
Okay.
It was good. I thought it was very well shot.
Yeah.
I think just maybe I don't know. Yeah, some of the plot points are like just certain motivational things that were going on, and it didn't really convince. I was confused, and it didn't feel grounded. And then, the Zendaya character, I just felt like I just wasn't connecting with that fully. Which was such a big part of the movie, you know what I mean? So
she is cold, yeah, and I do agree with you.
It just feels a bit forced. It's like forced toughness, you know what I mean?
Right, but I think she's trying to be like that coach figure where you're like too tough on your.
I know what she's trying to do, but do I like that? No.
Well, I don't like that either, and I also don't really like that in a coaching style to begin with. But I think she's like putting on this act because it's like that's all she really has left because she can't play anymore. So like. The only thing she has left is
but it's like the vibe is there from the very beginning, though. To be honest,
kind of, I guess. You mean pre-injury?
Kind of, yeah. It's just this kind of like I don't know. For me, I don't believe it fully. I don't believe that she's like this, sort of matured woman who has been robbed of her one.
From an acting perspective, or
So offense. I love you, Zendaya. I just.
You don't have to love her,
I just
Laura.
didn't like that. It just, I don't know. I want to see
you don't
you
have
grow
to love.
out of that sort of, it's like you don't have, well, whatever. Just ignore me. I don't know.
All right.
It just feels a bit forced is all.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I feel like we covered everything I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a great film. I would recommend it.
Watch it. Sure.
I think it's great.
It's fun.
Fun. It is just fun and games. Like it's not. I think it is nothing more than fun and games, which is the disappointing part. But I was not disappointed by that as much as I was like, I felt like it was exciting to see Luca Guadagnino do something like this. And I think he'll be back to his old ways soon enough. He's already got like 3 other movies that he's like working on right now. It's absolutely ridiculous how much he's doing. So I think his next movie is out next year and they're already filming it. So it's like, you won't have to wait long for another Guadagnino fuckfest.
Lord knows I love a Guadagnino fuckfest.
Any final thoughts from you, or?
I think I've said it all. I've said it all.
That's
for
fair.
The most part.
That's fair enough. All right. Well, so those are our thoughts on Challengers by Luca Guadagnino. Just as a reminder too, we normally do every 2 weeks, but we are taking one extra week this time. So our next episode will be June 30th, which is 3 Sundays from now. And we're going to do I Saw the TV Glow. So check it out if you so wish. Otherwise, you'll hear us talk about it regardless at that time. And yeah, any last words here?
June 12th, next Wednesday.
Right.
Come to Golden Gate Park for band... What's it called?
Oh, I don't have it up anymore, but, something.
Fox Hills Brigade is playing at Golden Gate Park on June 12th at between 4 and 7
Band
p.m.
shell.
Band shell. Look it up. It's going to be a lot of fun. And also July 26th in Oakland at Lovely Day. With Water Strider, there's going to be a big, fun art installation as part of the show, and we're going to be bringing our best. So come to that, and we'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Thanks again for everyone who was able to tune in live. This will also be posted to podcast services. So if you are listening later, that's fine, but just know you could watch live. So we'll be back in a few weeks with a new episode, and that's going to be it for us. Bye.